Hi there, I'm Yvonne DeCellis, and I'm coming to you today on my Y Energy channel. Just a couple of things to get out of the way before I get started. Well, alright, first off, today's video, once I'm done babbling for a few moments, today's video is a request video. I was asked to do a guided meditation regarding the law of attraction and removing self-defeating thoughts. So this is take one of that particular video. But before I get into it, a couple of things. Number one, I'm very dehydrated and dry mouth today because of all the medications I take for MS. So I might be stopping to drink water every once in a while to avoid clicking. And on that note, I'm going to take a really quick sip. But sorry for the interrupt. It's just so that I don't click. Okay, that's the first one. The other thing is if I sniffle or something, please don't be alarmed. I have allergies, and they've kind of been acting up. I think it's because of the weather. You can't really see out the windows, but it's nasty out there. We got over a foot of snow the other day, and it's just cold and slippery and everything out there, so I'm avoiding outside as much as I can. But I'm also trying to avoid letting this weather get me down, hence the bright colors, but also trying not to be cold because I've got the chills really bad today. As far as visuals go, this isn't such a visual video. I mean, I would say focus in on this necklace if you can, but you probably can't see it well enough. I would try to stand up closer so that you could see it better. But there's an eye in the center of this. It's a tarot card design, and then over that is the Reiki crystal that I have, but I realize you can't see these things very clearly. Although, again, this is a guided meditation, so hopefully you'll have your eyes closed for some of this. But please bear in mind, I'm still pretty new to the law of attraction. I'm still learning about the law of attraction. But I do believe in a lot of what I'm reading about it. There's a few things about it that I've questioned because I do believe in making your own reality. I really do. But it makes me think of people like Holocaust victims because you can't tell me they wished that on themselves. No one's going to be able to ever convince me that those people wished or deserved what happened to them, wished for or deserved what happened to them. So that's my one issue with the law of attraction is what about those people? Why did that happen to them? I guess that's the one thing I don't get. But all that aside, I've had some really good luck since I started practicing things with regards to the law of attraction. I found some very helpful videos. I found one that is a mantra that I've been using pretty much regularly. What I was taught is a little bit different than what I do. What I was taught was to think and say that I decide that everything is possible and my success is inevitable. And I really like that, but I changed the first part because it didn't feel true to me. And I can't feel disingenuous to myself or to you when I'm talking. So I changed it to I decide what's possible and my success is inevitable. Law of attraction is all about the idea that you make your own reality. We make our own realities. It's very hard to get past subconscious thoughts, which is one of the reasons we have so much trouble with self-defeating thoughts. Self-defeating thoughts is a problem I've had for a very long time. And I've had to go through quite a few meditations to sort of start getting over that, and I'm still trying to get over that. It's very hard to. As I spoke to my mother, or as I told my mother, I said one of the things that's very hard to do, but I've been trying to do with law of attraction is to wake up in the morning and start off thinking that today is going to be a good day. And she asked me, how do you do that? And I said, well, to be honest, I don't. Because first thing in the morning, my first thought is coffee. But when I do start to think and I do my energy healing exercises in the morning, I have a 10-minute feel-good energy routine that I do that I learned via Donna Eden, Energy Medicine Master. But when I do those things, I do try to convince myself that it is going to be a good day. Whether I'm in a good mood, bad mood, if I feel sick, regardless, I try to convince myself that things are going to be good. And since I've been making a real concerted effort to do this, I've been having some good fortune. And I don't think it's a coincidence. And I choose to believe in it because, as I said, I decide what's possible and my success is inevitable. And I'm going to keep believing in that because I really want to. I want to believe it's true. And like I said, I choose to believe that it's true. So I'm going to keep going with that. All that said, I do want to get started with the guided meditation. I'm not going to do the muscle tensing to get you relaxed in advance. What I used to do in the beginning when I did guided meditations before is I would do a muscle tensing exercise where you tense your muscles up and then you relax them. But I was at a cognitive behavioral therapy online session, and it was for people with multiple sclerosis, which I have. And one of the other people in the group said that she can't do the muscle tensing and muscle relaxing exercise because, unfortunately, because of EMS in her legs, if she tenses her muscles up, she can't untense them or unclench them, and it's extremely painful. And I know what she's talking about. I know about these muscle things that she's mentioning. I have bad spasms, so I know how she feels in some ways. And I've also had that happen too, where I might tense a muscle up and have trouble untensing it. So I'll try a different way, and I hope it works for you. I'm just going to take another sip of water real quick. Bear in mind, once again, I am new to the law of attraction, but I'm going to really try to do what I can with a focus on getting rid of those self-defeating thoughts. As I said, though, dealing with the subconscious is very difficult. Subconscious meaning underneath your consciousness. And one other thing that was brought up in another meditation that I went to, it was all online on my computer, but a meditation that I found via YouTube. When the woman was talking about self-defeating thoughts, she was talking about how a lot of times we think very negative things about ourselves. We're under the impression that you have to work hard to make a lot of money and that we're not deserving of a lot of money. And she said a lot of us try to think back to moments in our childhood that may have led to that, to those self-defeating thoughts. But then she mentioned the notion of reincarnation. And she said, well, think of it this way. What if one of your past lives or several of your past lives are influencing your current thinking now? Even if you can't consciously remember those past existences, is it possible that things you learned during those times are carried over to now and are explaining why you feel the way you do now? And I thought, I don't really want to believe in reincarnation, but I do because it makes a lot of sense to me, and it explains why I go into things with the mindset that I do sometimes. I don't know where it comes from. It doesn't come from any memories that I have from my lifetime. So all I can think is maybe it does come from something else that I'm just unaware of. So bear that in mind when you're thinking about what sorts of self-defeating thoughts you might have. Is it that you think money is a bad thing? Do you think rich people don't deserve to be rich? Do you think money doesn't grow on trees? Do you think you have to work your ass off to make a lot? Pardon my French. But is it just that you think you don't deserve it? Is it that you think you're not worthy of it? What sorts of self-defeating thoughts do you have? And can you think back to any moment or moments in your life that are leading to that? Because one of the first things you have to do is just let those thoughts go. It's really hard to. I realize it's hard to let those thoughts go, especially things that you just had ingrained in yourself to believe. But those are the things that cause those self-defeating thoughts, our past experiences, watching media, school, family, what have you. It's very hard to let those things go, but that's the things you have to let go. And think of it this way, too. How many rich people do you know that are incredibly good people? Are all the wildly rich beyond your wildest dreams people that you know of, are they really good people? Because if what you're thinking is that you're not good enough to deserve money, think about those people. How many people do you know who are rich, who are really stellar people? I mean, you've got to be better than them. We've all got to be better than those people. So try to let those thoughts go. And when I say let the thoughts go, a good visualization is to just think of those things and just think of yourself throwing them down, out a window, into a fire, let them burn away, let them just fall away from you. Or think of yourself as a tree, just getting rid of these leaves that are weighing you down. You don't need them, and you don't need those thoughts to be weighing you down. The whole point of the law of attraction is to think positively. And if you find yourself in a negative energy loop, meaning you're having one of those days where just everything is going wrong, one thing after another, it's just like a set of dominoes, everything's falling down, and it just seems like one thing after another goes wrong. That means you're trapped in a negative energy loop. One second. Sorry again, but that does happen. You can also get trapped in a positive energy loop if you have a really super good day and all of a sudden everything starts going right. both ways happen. That's why the law of attraction basically is like begets like. If you think positively and you stay happy and you stay with a positive attitude and try to just keep those negative thoughts out of your system, then hopefully good things will come to you. Good people will come to you. They'll be drawn to you. Same thing with money. Money is the same thing. If you start to focus on the fact that you don't have enough, if you start to think badly about money or you start to think negatively about people who have a lot, that can come back to haunt you. It can bite you. So we a lot of times undo ourselves with these negative thoughts. So now I'm going to try to shut up and go into a meditation. One other thing, in the past when I've done Reiki meditations, I've held my hands up. By the way, this is just from pain in my wrist. It's nothing serious, so don't be alarmed by this. But I'm not going to actually do this because after a while it starts to hurt my arms. But this isn't a Reiki meditation, and also the Reiki energy that I'm sending, I'm doing internally. I'm just going to keep my internal monologue to me, but I am going to be sending Reiki energies to you through this video. It's a golden healing light, but I'm not going to do this because it's distracting and it's kind of painful, so I'm not going to bother with this. But I want to just start off with the meditation. So I'd say first things first, just make sure your cell phones are on silent so that you don't get interrupted. Find a comfortable place to sit. You can either do this sitting or lying down. You can sit on the couch with your legs stretched out. You can lie on your bed, or you can just sit in a seat. But just try to find something comfortable. And if you're in a seat, just sit with your back resting against your back if you want. Just in a restful position. If you want to sit up straight, you can. Just whatever position is most comfortable. And just put your feet on the ground in front of you with your knees uncrossed. Just legs together, feet on the floor in front. And just get into a comfortable position. And we're going to do a little bit of breathing. So when you're breathing with this, you want to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you can, if you find that distracting, if you want to stay oral or nasal, that's fine. Nasal is better if you can, but if you can't, oral is fine. The most important thing when you're breathing in particular, have your tongue touching the roof of your mouth, up against your top row of teeth in the back. You should feel the back of your top row of teeth. Keep it up at the roof of your mouth. That'll help with preventing dry mouth, ironically. So we're going to do some intentional breathing to start with, just to help us rest. This is part of the relaxation part of the process. So again, just sit very comfortably. Let yourself just kind of sink into what you're sitting in. Just relax. Move your arms and your legs around if you need to, just to shake them out and get your muscles relaxed. We are going to do a muscle relaxation exercise, but it's not going to be the usual tense, relax one. So, okay, to start off with, take a nice deep breath in with your nose and out with your mouth. Don't forget to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth. Breathe in again. At the top of the in-breath, just hold it for a second and then let it whoosh out through your mouth. And now just let yourself come into a breathing pattern. If you want to do a breathing count, you can. It's generally a good idea for the out-breath to take longer than the in-breath. So let's try timed breathing just for a few seconds. Do an in-breath at about a 5 count. And at the top of that in-breath, just hold it for 1 moment and then breathe out. For about a 7 count or so. Breathe in again and out. And now just let the breathing feel natural to you. As you're breathing, though, try to let your belly rise as you breathe in. First your chest, then your upper stomach, and then your belly, or whatever order you breathe in. And then breathe out. And feel your stomach lower as the air goes out of it. Think of it as breathing into your belly and then breathe out. Try to keep some focus on that breathing just so that you're doing the intentional breathing once again with your tongue at the roof of your mouth. I'll probably say that so much you'll be sick of hearing it, but it's try to keep you focused on your breathing. Now start to think of your feet. Think of your toes first, and then the bottoms of your feet, and just think to yourself that your feet are warm and your feet feel heavy. They're sinking into the floor that you have them on, any spot you have them against. If you're lying on a bed, your feet are sinking into the surface of the bed. Wherever you are, your feet are warm and your feet are heavy. Just tell yourself this once or twice. My feet are warm and my feet are heavy. Move to your ankles and to your lower legs, and just think to yourself that your legs and your ankles, your lower legs and your ankles are heavy and warm. Say it to yourself once or twice. My feet, ankles, and legs are warm and heavy. Sorry, once more, we don't have to do the feet again. Ankles and lower legs. Ankles and lower legs are warm and heavy. Now going up to the knees and your upper legs, your quads. Upper legs and knees are now warm and heavy. My lower legs and my knees feel warm and heavy. Now come up to your stomach and up a little bit higher to your solar plexus. And stomach and solar plexus now feel warm and heavy. Come up to the chest. Now just think that our entire torso, your entire torso now feels warm and heavy. Breathing is fine. It's not hard to do at all. It's fine, but you feel warm and heavy. Now focus on your arms, your hands, shoulders, and think to yourself how warm and heavy the arms feel. My arms feel warm and my arms feel heavy. Say that to yourself once or twice. My arms feel warm and my arms feel heavy. Just feel yourself sinking into where you're sitting. As you're saying these things to yourself, you're noticing that you're feeling heavier and you're just sinking into wherever you're sitting. Go up to your neck and your head, all the way to the top of your head. Chest, neck, and head. Everything feels warm and heavy. Now say to yourself, my neck and head feel warm and heavy. And one more time, my neck and head feel warm and heavy. Keep breathing. Keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth if you can. Breathe in and out. Feel how warm and heavy you feel from top to bottom now, wherever you are, wherever you're sitting or lying. Let yourself sink against wherever you are. Sink down into wherever you are, deep, deep down. Going all the way down into Mother Earth. You're sinking down further and further. although you can bring your consciousness back up at will. But feel yourself sink. Breathe in through the nose with your tongue at the roof of the mouth. Out through the mouth. Now when you breathe in, envision that you're breathing in golden light and golden energy. And as you breathe in, you're pulling that energy in through the roof of your mouth, right at the crown, right at the very top of your head, where your crown chakra is. There's a golden light every time you breathe in. The light comes pouring in through the crown and goes into your other chakras. And breathe it in. And when you breathe out, feel it as it goes down into your other chakras, from your crown to your third eye, to your throat, to the heart, to the solar plexus, through the sacrum, into the root chakra. You're filling up with that golden light, filling up with the golden light as you breathe in and out. Now, as you're doing this, try to envision 4 pillars of light around you, like corners in a square that you're in the center of. You're in the center of a box, and there are 4 pillars of light in the corners around you. Think of these soft, bright pillars of light, white light in the corners around you. And then start to envision a ball of light in the center near you, but behind you. It can start off a small size, but as you breathe in, envision that ball getting bigger, like it's filling in with that oxygen that you're breathing in. As you breathe into your belly, that ball gets bigger. A ball of white light that kind of matches the pillars around you. But as you breathe in, the ball keeps expanding and expanding. Breathe in again, tongue at the roof of the mouth, and it keeps expanding as you do that, until it reaches a point where it's so big that it encompasses you. And it eventually encompasses the entire room that you are in. And it keeps getting bigger with each breath. The pillars of light and you and the room, and perhaps by now even the building that you are in, is in this ball of light. You're in this protective ball of soft white light, and you're filled with golden energy. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, tongue at the roof of the mouth. At this point, helpers can come to us and join us for this part of our journey, trying to help us get rid of those self-defeating thoughts that weigh us down and that we don't need. You don't need to keep telling yourself you don't deserve things that are good, because it's not true. There are so many people out in the world today who have so much. Do you think they deserve it more than you do? They don't. You deserve good things. You deserve love and abundance and kindness. You are worthy. You should take the negative thoughts that you find yourself having, put them in a box, and take that box and just let it go. Breathe it away. Breathe in golden light. Breathe in pink light. Breathe it in, and then breathe out the negativity. blow it away from you, far, far, far away, and let it go. Just let it go and don't let it back in. That's why you want to breathe it out through your mouth and in through your nose. The good things can't come in through your nose. So remember, breathe in the white and gold and pink light, healing lights and healing energies. Breathe them in. Let them come in through your crown and through your nose as you breathe in through your nose with your tongue at the roof of your mouth. And then out through the mouth. You can envision yourself breathing out a dark red or a dark black energy and just let it go. Breathe out those negative ideas. Breathe out anyone in the past who's told you anything bad. If anyone's told you you don't deserve good things, or if anyone has told you you have to work hard for good things, or people who tell you rich people are undeserving, or rich people are bad, or money doesn't grow on trees, all those thoughts, just take them, put them in a box, put them in a bag, whatever you need to do with them, but just put them somewhere and let them go. Throw them away. You don't need those. They're unnecessary and they're weighing you down. Let them go. Let them go past the white ball of light and out of it and away. Down, away, away. Let it burn away and fade away. And just remember, you are worthy. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of success. You're worthy of all good things. Your self-worries and self-doubts don't serve you. So just let them all fall away from you. Hopefully the helpers will join us. I have heard people ask to pray to saints and angels. I've heard them say to pray to Metatron and Gabriel, and pray to whoever makes you comfortable. You need to do what feels right to you. I pray to the gods and goddesses, and I also pray to the founders of Usui Reiki Therapy. But I also pray to universal knowledge and light and love. Pray to whoever you need to. I do believe that people who reincarnate but choose not to come back here can serve as helpers. So if you like to believe that you have family members or friends or other people who are no longer with us but who are here with you, if you want them to be your helpers, ask them to help you, because they will, because they want you to succeed, because they know you deserve it. You deserve good things. And they're going to try their best to help you get rid of these self-defeating thoughts, because they know these self-defeating thoughts don't serve you. So remember, breathe in the good and breathe out the bad. Try to let those bad thoughts go because they're not serving you. And remember, all those times that you've heard or thought that you don't deserve these things, those are wrong thoughts and they don't serve you. So just try to let them go. Let them deflect off of you. They can't penetrate that gigantic ball of white light. That white light's there to protect you. The helpers are there to protect you too. And you're deserving of that. You're deserving of all good things, and you're deserving of abundance. Try to think of that mantra. If you find yourself experiencing self-defeating thoughts, just try to think, I decide what's possible. I decide what's possible. And my success will be inevitable. And remember that you deserve that success. Don't let yourself try to convince yourself that you don't. Don't let yourself try to convince yourself you're a bad person. And don't let anybody else try to convince you of that either. And if they do, let it go. Because if they're trying really, really hard to tell you you're bad, it's because they're trying to pull you down to their level. Don't let them do it. It's not something that serves you. Also, try not to let another person's bad doings do bad things to you. Don't let poison in somebody else's heart or mind poison yours. Just try to let it go. Let it deflect off of you because it's self-defeating. It doesn't serve you. Anything that doesn't serve you, you should try to let it go. Just breathe it away, throw it into a fire if you need to, but let it go if it doesn't serve you. Put it behind you. Because moving forward, you just deserve good things. Now breathe in through the nose. Once again, tongue at the roof of the mouth. And breathe out through the mouth. Keep feeling yourself against what you're sitting on, but now you're going to start to try to rise up a little bit out from the sinking, because I'm going to try to bring you back into a state of alertness. I'm going to count down backwards from 10. Continue breathing. 10. Feel yourself coming back. 9. Try to move your feet around a little bit. Maybe tap the floor a little bit. Move them around, back and forth. Breathe out. Maybe move your hands a little bit. When you're ready, sit up a little bit, or sit up, or just open your eyes slowly. Try to sit up. Keep breathing. One thing that'll probably help maybe bring you back to consciousness a little bit is start tapping your cheeks with your index finger and your middle finger. This is just tapping. So let's just do a little tapping to wake ourselves up a little bit. And I'm going to temporarily move my microphone. I hope you guys can still hear me okay, but for this next bit, what you want to do, sorry, I have earplugs in because I had a migraine earlier today, but it's gone, so the earplugs can go too. You want to tug your earlobes. Just pinch and pull all the way out and up. Just follow the earlobes. You're pulling almost to the point of pain, but not quite, but to a point of discomfort. I'm going to put this back on now, but once again, what I did was this, just pulling all around, just pinch and pull, go all the way around to the top. Do both ears. Sorry if that made noise. But hopefully that will help wake you back up. If it doesn't, you can take some freezing cold water, maybe you can dip your fingers in it and do the tapping again. That should help too, with alerting you somewhat. And once again, do the pulling. And sorry if this is making a horrible noise against the microphone, but I'm really hoping that that was a helpful exercise. I'm very sorry it took me so long to do, but I do hope that was helpful. As I said, this was a request video. So again, I do hope that was a helpful exercise. Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you have any success with this, and I will keep you guys posted on my end. If I ever become a millionaire or something like that, I'll definitely let you guys know. But one thing I have heard with regard to law of attraction is baby steps. It starts small. Don't expect to become a billionaire overnight. Try to have realistic expectations. Start small and just go from there. But again, I do hope that was helpful. I'm going to stop babbling now because this video has gone well over 30 minutes. So, as I said, thank you so much to all my loyal subscribers. Love you guys. Thank you, as always, for everything you do. And to people who are new, I really hope to see you again. Thank you so much for coming and for listening to me, and I hope